I'm Caleb, and my partner John. Am I pointing the right way? And so we want to welcome you to this presentation. We know right now it's a wild time in the market. We know we're talking to a lot of clients every day. We're talking to our realtor partners. So whether you are joining us as a realtor who wants to know how to win for your client, or whether you are a buyer who's getting ready to jump in, or maybe you have been already in the market and you know how tough it is, we want to really provide some knowledge for you so that we can help you win. I mean, I just want to tell you one thing that John and I love doing is winning. We're very competitive, and we have a winning team, and we believe in winning is the way. So what we want to share with you is just, if you look at these two charts right here, this is from the Midwest real estate data, looking at two things. One, median market time, and the other is the month supply of homes for sale. And this chart goes back to 2011 to January of 2021. And you can see that what's happening right now is that the market time right now, homes are not staying on the market long. People are listing them, they are selling fast. If you look at just the drop right there from 2020 to 2021 right now, it's been like falling off a cliff, how fast they're going. And then if you look at the other chart, just the supply, like look at how supply is the lowest it's ever been in history right now. So we are facing this moment where the all-time low interest rates, so everyone's thinking it's a great time to buy because interest rates are low, coupled with low inventory. Now you've got this high competition and prices are going up. So it's this perfect storm of, if you're a seller, great, sit back, let the bidding war begin. But if you're a buyer, you want to make sure that you get in and that you can win. So John, when you look at these charts, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I would just say that every buyer doesn't want to buy it in a bubble. And if you've seen any of our other presentations, the one we did on the market, and the fact that Caleb just said that supply is the lowest it's ever been, and where Jessica on the left-hand side here, where she basically circled as well, what I would like to show here is that nobody knows what the market's going to do. And where Jessica had circled, that was at the beginning of 2020, and it was right when the pandemic hit. And if you talk to 9 out of 10 realtors and mortgage bankers, the mortgage market went crazy because of forbearance, and they were pulling programs off the shelf. And everybody said, oh my gosh, there's going to be a huge crash in real estate. And what's happened? The exact opposite. So nobody knows. All we can do is prepare, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And if you look here, again, the exact opposite has happened. And you can also show that the supply is the lowest it's ever been. If you look at supply in 2007, 2008, when the real estate market crashed, it was the highest it's ever been. So I don't see a bubble. I see, if anything, prices continuing to go up, and I see that the real estate market's going to continue to flourish.
Great. Next slide then. So let's talk about what is the difference, because I think everyone has heard about pre-qualifications and pre-approvals, and so we want to kind of talk about the difference here. So a pre-qualification, just to keep it real simple, is that you refer, we get a client, a buyer, we talk to them on the phone, and they tell us, yeah, this is how much I make, these are my debts, and it's a verbal conversation, and we say, okay, based on this, we could pre-qualify you. We all know the days of pre-qualifying are long gone, right? The next would be a pre-approval. So pre-approval, John and I do these every day. And basically what a pre-approval is that we have the client do a full application where we review all of their documents, like income, assets, we pull their credit, we review their debt, and then we run them through our automated underwriting system and get an approved eligible. We do our due diligence, and then we say, okay, you're pre-approved. We issue the pre-approval letter to the realtor, to the client. They're good to go. And our pre-approvals are rock solid. But now with our Get Committed program, what we do is after we pre-approve them, we'll still pre-approve. We take it one step further. And what that is, at Compass Mortgage, we underwrite our loans in-house. We are a bank, we fund our loans. So we will go ahead and submit the file as a to be determined on property to our underwriting department, and they will issue a full underwrite. And coming out of underwrite, they'll get a conditional approval, and then the client will work on those conditions, and then they'll get a loan commitment. And what that loan commitment is, that's a guarantee that Compass Mortgage will fund this loan, that the borrower has a loan commitment. So this is a huge edge that we give to our clients when they go head-to-head versus a pre-approval, when they have a certificate guaranteeing funding from Compass Mortgage for our borrower. We can go to the next slide. So I just want to kind of talk more about this, and John, feel free to jump in too. I think, ultimately the Get Committed program does three things. One, it puts you in the position to present the best offer. If you're going against a pre-approval versus a guaranteed funding from Compass Mortgage, we're winning those every day. But also it gives you peace of mind. Let's say your client or you as a buyer, maybe your credit's a little rocky, maybe you're in the low 600s, maybe there's some things that you're concerned about. Well, when we do this full underwrite, we're gonna iron out any of the problems. We're gonna find them and we're gonna get them fixed and get you through that. So it's a way to really fix any problems before you're under contract, and to give yourself peace of mind knowing, you know what, I know I'm gonna fund that. Once I find my home, I know I'm getting it. There's no what ifs about it. And then the expedite process. What's great, once we've done this, basically think about it. If we do a pre-approval, we're kind of pre-approval, we reviewed your file, but John and I were sitting on your file, we're holding it. Well, when we do the Get Committed program, we're going ahead and we're moving your file forward. It's jumping in line now to get underwritten, and we're basically expediting the process. So you've got a head start, and that's why at Compass Mortgage, we can also close as quick as 15 days for our clients that have a guaranteed funded loan commitment with our Get Committed program. Does that make sense, John? Anything to add there?
Yeah, I would just add that when we say present the best offer, you're going to get a pre-approval when the client originally comes to us, just like everybody else. But we're going to tell the client, hey, client, it's a really competitive housing market right now. We recommend you utilize our Get Committed program. And once that's done, it takes about 10 business days. You're not going to have a pre-approval anymore. You're going to have a loan commitment. So you're going to basically submit your offer, and it's not going to say pre-approval. It's going to say Get Committed program loan commitment with Compass Mortgage. So it really will, you can present the best offer. And then Caleb already elaborated peace of mind, expedite the process. I do think that clients, when you get in and you start looking at homes, you get emotional. And this kind of can cut the emotion out of it, where you can basically say, hey, I'm going to, in a perfect world, I would love it if clients said, hey, I'm going to do this program and I'm not even going to look at homes until I get this form. Because and of course that never happens. As soon as you give somebody a pre-approval, and especially as if you're a real estate agent, you want to get them out and start showing them homes. But in a perfect world, I would like it if they said, hey, I'm going to sit back and wait until I get my thing, and then I can go and make an offer and not be emotionally committed to something that maybe didn't work out.
That's right. So let's talk about the Get Committed program as better than cash. So better than cash, that sounds wild. How could it be better than cash? Well, if you think about it, when someone makes a cash offer, they're still going to have to provide the documentation to show the proof of funds. With our Get Committed program, we have already sourced the funds to close from the client. So that's already been done, and Compass Mortgage is guaranteeing that they're good to go. We're funding this loan. And as far as the program steps go, we kind of alluded to that. Like, essentially, you send us your client, or you as a buyer, you come to us, we'll get you your pre-approval, but then we go ahead and submit your file to underwriting. Now, is there a cost? Yes, but the way it works is this. The Compass Mortgage, our lender origination fee is $14.49. Typically, the $14.49 is paid at closing. Now, what we do with the Get Committed program, we'll collect $300 of that up front, because we're now going to submit your file to a real underwriter to underwrite the file. Now, if you're pre-approved and once you go under contract, we're also going to, once we submit that file, collect that $300 anyway. That's just our application fee that we submit on the front end. But really, at the end of the day, no additional cost. It's just paying $300 so we can go ahead and submit your file to underwriting. And then the 15-day guarantee to close. So for anyone that goes through this program, we have the ability to go ahead and we can close as quick as 15 days. Now, obviously, if there's an appraisal, we're going to have the property come back appraised and whatnot. If there's a condo review, and if for some reason the HOA, they drag their feet on getting the proper documents on that, there's things that can delay that, right? But ultimately, what we're saying is based on our client, we can close in 15 days. So better than cash. The steps are very simple. No real additional cost, and we can close in 15 days.
Couple things I want to add. The cost, if we deny the loan, we refund the $300. So when you have that borderline client, or you maybe a borderline borrower not sure whether or not you're going to get approved, well, if we deny you, we're not going to say, hey, not only are you denied, but you're out $300. We refund the $300 to you if we actually deny your loan. And then the 15-day closing guarantee and the better than cash, we educate buyers and say, hey, buyer, if you're buying a property for $300,000 and you're going against a cash offer usually, what is the allure? Hey, they can close really fast. Okay, so if the cash offer is $300,000 and you're going to say, hey, I'm going to offer $300,000, but I have a get committed program, you're probably going to lose. However, if you said, hey, I'm going to offer you 310 and I can still close in 15 days, you will win that offer. So without this and you have a cash offer, you can't even compete. Okay. But with this, you can actually compete with a cash offer. And to elaborate on the better than cash, I'm sure we've all heard stories, but I remember I heard one time that, oh, I'm a cash buyer, and 2 weeks down the road, verifying funds, oh my gosh, there was a huge sell-off in the stock market. I don't have the money anymore. Okay, that's a dead deal. Where Compass Mortgage, we don't have to worry about not having the funds to close. We're always going to have the funds. So
that's right. You can go ahead, Jess. Yeah, so what should you be doing right now? So if you're a realtor that has a client, or whether you're a buyer that wants to win, you need to start really having the conversations now. So for our realtor partners out there, you need to have the conversation with your client about what this environment is that they're in, right? We just talked about it. Low inventory, there's a high demand, the houses are going fast, and you really need to have that conversation and education with them. And ultimately, you need to hand them off to us right away. What often happens, I'm just going to share this, and John and I feel like we keep telling folks like, start this now. And what happens is that someone says, I'm going to think about it. And then they think about it, and we give them the pre-approval. Then they go, and after 5 lost deals later, they come crawling back to us being like, all right, I'm going to do this get committed program. And then that next one, they win. So why don't we just win the first one, right? And because I feel like we're doing this dance constantly. And so the best way to do this is, if you're a realtor, have the conversation with us. Let's say this, let's join together and let's say, hey, this is the reality of the market. Shake your client, wake up, this is it. And how do we win? Because ultimately, all in all, we keep having folks coming back to us, and now they're doing it, now they're winning, but we could save everyone a lot of time and a lot of money, frankly, to just start the process now, not wait. So I think that, we're going to open it up for question and answer, but I also wanted to talk about other ways to win, because the Get Committed program, that's step one. Let's get your client or you buyer, let's get you a loan commitment in your hands, guaranteed funding from Compass Mortgage. But there's some other things that we can do to help give you that competitive edge, to help you win as well. So I'm going to share another thing that we can do as well. So one would be that you have that guaranteed funding from Compass Mortgage. And what we're going to do now is we're going to talk to your agent, we're going to talk to you and say, okay, this is the property you want to make an offer on. Well, we can actually run in our system that property. If you're going to make an offer on that property, we can put it into our system to see if we can get a property inspection waiver. What is a property inspection waiver? That's an appraisal waiver. That's saying you don't need an appraisal on this property. So now imagine you have a loan commitment, guaranteed funding in one hand, with that you write up on the offer that we're waiving appraisal. No need for appraisal. And then the other piece would be, John, you want to talk about the other piece on how we can make an offer?
Absolutely. And then just to elaborate a little bit on what Caleb's saying is that share some statistics with you here, and you're going to see more and more of this. This is basically from the last year. So Redfin reported that between September 2020 and February 2021, nearly 18% of successful offers waived the appraisal contingency, while 13% waived home inspection contingencies as well. So what we're saying is that this is great to win a multiple bid offer, but me and Caleb dealing with a lot of realtors and dealing with a lot of borrowers are apprehensive to waive the appraisal contingency, and they're apprehensive to bid more. Nobody wants to overpay. Nobody wants to be unprotected. And what we've seen is that if we can, and rule of thumb is going to be if they have excellent credit, they're putting 20% down or more, there's a high chance we'll get a property inspection waiver. So you can basically tell the client, hey, this is going to look really good to the seller because we're going to say we're waiving the contingency on the appraisal, but guess what? It doesn't matter. You don't need an appraisal anyway. There was a property inspection waiver. So we can find that out for you up front. When you find a property, give us the address. We'll run it through automated underwriting. Automated underwriting is basically a computer approval, or a computer underwrites you and tells you, yes, you can have a property inspection waiver. So we can find that out up front for your clients, so we can take away the anxiety of, I just put an offer in for $350, it appraised for $330, and I'm on the hook for the extra $20K. And then the other thing that we can, that I'll show you here, if Jess can go ahead and get me back over to being the presenter. That's a right word. Presenter.
Presentator. We'll call him the presentator.
I am the presentator.
We'll go ahead and do that.
Okay.
John, once I go ahead and make you the panelist, you'll then be able to
make sure we're not seeing anything.
Screen. Yeah, I don't know if you want to minimize everything first.
Yeah, I don't want to see everything on your screen.
I'm clean right now.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
And just to reiterate for folks, if you have questions, put them in the chat. We'll get to them while John's doing this. Also don't hesitate to reach out to us directly as well. We would happily talk to you about this. You have clients right now. I can't hesitate enough. Like, get them to us. Let's get them a loan commitment. Let's not waste our time running around with the.
You guys see this bid over asking price? Is that what you see?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this will be really fast, but oh my God, close that.
Run the jewels.
Yeah, you want to go see that show?
And while John's working on this here, Caleb, we do have a couple questions rolling in. Does the Get Committed program apply for FHA and conventional? Is there a minimum down payment for this program? And is the appraisal rushed?
So great questions. Yeah, so it's good for FHA, it's good for conventional, and it's no minimum down payment besides the normal minimum down payment requirements. FHA, it's 3.5% is the down payment requirement. Conventional, we can go as low as 3% down on conventional. And as far as appraisal, yeah, when we submit this to the appraisal department, it is on a rush. Then they know that specifically if we're saying we're going to do the 15-day close, yes, it'll be rushed.
Great, cool. So what I want to show you guys is this has helped us win with apprehensive clients who don't want to offer more than the list price. So this is a listing in Des Plaines, Illinois, 1757 Lee Street. It's been on the market, I think, a little bit over an hour. Okay, and what I do here is I say, answer some of these questions for you. So according to this, this sold in June of 2020 or June 20th, 2013 for 220. In June.
June?
Yep. And it's listed for 330. So you tell buyer, hey, we'll win if we offer 350. And let's just say that the buyer has the money. Okay, some buyers are pinching pennies, but let's just say this person says, you know what, I could, but I just don't want to pay. I was going to put down the money I have. I can easily pay 20 more, but I just don't want to overpay. Well, what this does is it basically takes the average appreciation in Cook County, and you can go back to the borrower and say, hey, borrower, if you look at this, the 5-year forecasted appreciation at 4.51% is $81,396. So if you were to add 350 or offer 350, the $1 million question: when do you break even? When do you recoup the extra 20 that you paid? Well, based on appreciations, you would break even in 13 months. So this can really help get over some of these objections or ease the anxiety of overbidding, which is pretty much almost everything we're seeing now. So we'd be happy to do one of these for you. Just let us know the offer and let us know the MLS number or the address, and it can definitely help you guys. And then the other thing, I don't know if Caleb mentioned, on top of this, what we'll do is call the listing agent and say, hey, great borrower, attack the listing agent is what we call it. And so just another way to win.
Yeah, and just to kind of like reframe this, right? So just now, if you're a buyer or if you're a realtor that has a client, we start the process now for the get committed. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get the full underwrite process started and get them that guaranteed loan commitment that we can fund. Then we're going to, when you decide that you're going to make an offer, we can do these calculations that John was just showing you. So, hey, what's a good offer? Maybe we want to go over. What would that look like if we went $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 over the asking price? So then you get all parties, the client, the realtor, saying, okay, this is the offer that we're going to make. We agree on that. So now we've got a loan commitment where we can guarantee the funding. We've got an offer over asking price. Then we run this through our system to see if we can get a property inspection waiver. And then if we get the property inspection waiver, that means you can waive having an appraisal. So imagine now you've got guaranteed loan commitment from Compass Mortgage, you're an offer of $20,000 over list, and you don't need an appraisal. Is that going to win? I bet my paycheck that it will. And because the reality is that that's a winning offer. And so then John or myself will call that listing agent and say, look what you have in your hands here. You have in your hands here, not a pre-approval. It is a loan commitment from us, Compass Mortgage. We fund the loan. We guarantee it. We ran this property and we don't need an appraisal. And you're getting over asking price. So like with that, we are going to win. And our clients, our realtors that are doing this with us now are winning. So we can't like stress enough, but if you want to win, that this is the time to do it. We have a team that will help you do it. We want to be a resource to you, but like now is not the time to sit on the sidelines and cry about losing, because I'm tired of that. Like we can win today, but it takes everyone stepping up to the plate to make it happen. So if you're ready to step up to the plate, we're here for you. If you have any other questions, I don't know if you do, we'd be happy to answer them. But today is the day to win. If you want to win, hit us up. Jess, we got any other questions on board?
Yeah, we have a couple more questions here. And then I also did throw your team email in the chat as well. If anyone listening would like to contact John and Caleb in terms of the Get Committed or what John was sharing there. In regards to waiving appraisal, how much time would this save me as a buyer? Does it mean I can close quicker than that 15 days? And how do I know I'm not severely overpaying?
So, I mean, what I'll say is this: waiving appraisal, the only way we would say that to waive appraisal is that when we run you through it's an automated underwriting system that actually deals directly with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and they determine if an appraisal is necessary or not based on your credit score, based on your down payment. There's compensating factors that determine that. So if Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac determine that based on this offer, you don't need an appraisal, that means that they're betting on it, that your property is worth it, okay?
Yeah, let me elaborate on that. That's, I would say, I don't know exactly, but from my experience, that's 10% of the equation. The other 90% is they're going to basically do their own AU, there's a term for it, but they're going to do their own statistical analysis in the neighborhood. And they're going to say, hey, based on the statistical analysis and the values in this neighborhood, this is a good value. So when you get a property inspection waiver, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are saying, hey, we're so comfortable with this value, you don't even need to inspect it. So usually when we get a property inspection waiver and it turns into, oh no, oops, now we need one, they actually come back higher. So they're conservative when they give out property inspection waivers. They don't just give them to, you know, somebody who looks nice on Saturday. So
yeah, and then to the point, potentially we could close faster. I don't want, we would have to look at the circumstances on things like that. So 15 days, I mean, but we have closed in 10 days when needed. But like, again, it would be case by case. So it's not we can't just say yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think, Jessica, can you read the question again if you don't mind? Because I think I want to.
Sure. How much time would this save me as a buyer? Does it mean I can close quicker than 15 days? And how do I know I'm not severely overpaying?
Yeah. So, yeah, okay.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then there's another real quick about appraisal waiver. Does that work on an FHA as well? Are there restrictions with that?
I mean, it's possible on FHA as well, but
no, I don't. You don't get a property inspection waiver on FHA. I've never seen one. Have you?
No, you're right. Actually, no.
But you can get in this environment, FHA. They'll do a desktop or a drive-by, which has helped because we all know, or if realtors know, that FHA can be picky about property inspection, chipping, peeling paint, things like that, where you may not have to deal with that if it is a true drive-by appraisal, but you're not going to get a true property inspection waiver like you do with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, unfortunately. Hopefully soon.
Okay, cool. Thanks. And I know we talked about get committed going up against cash, but is it working in multiple offer situations?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's for. I mean, I could just tell you that our clients that have used this Get Committed program, that have the loan commitment, are winning on multi-offers. We've got like five offers, and what's great about it is this. I had a client who is putting 3% down. They have the loan commitment from us, guaranteed funding, and they're going up against borrowers that are putting more money down. But the fact that when we called the listing agent and said, you have a certificate guaranteeing funding from Compass Mortgage, this is not a pre-approval, this is not a what if, this is guaranteed funding, we're winning. So yes, this is for multiple offers. I want you to try this out. Hit us up. Send us your buyers. Like, if you want to win, this is the ticket to win.
Yeah, and I would say too that paint a picture here. There's 10 offers. 9 of them, or let's say 8 of them, standard pre-approval. Okay, those are gone. They're not going to compete with us being saying that we've already underwritten the file, and all things being equal, they're offering the same amount and we can close faster. Oh, guess what? The 10th one, that's a cash offer. Oh, well, guess what? We can compete. Why? The borrower's going to have to offer more if they want to win. We can use the bid over ask tool that we showed you, but they can close just as fast as a cash offer. The whole 15 days, oh, it's a cash offer, they can close tomorrow. Well, I've been doing this for 18 years. Nobody's closed tomorrow on a cash deal, but you can tell the seller, hey, 15 days guaranteed, Compass Mortgage can close the deal. So it really kind of hits all fronts. You can automatically win with people that just have your standard pre-approval, but then also at least be able to compete with the cash offer. One other thing I did want to say that I do know that I've run into is people think like the other catch is that, oh, well, the rates and the cost must be higher. Give us a shot. You'll see our rates are the lowest in the country. This is not like, oh yeah, here's the catch, right? They did this program. Turns out John and Caleb are 0.5% higher than our competitors. It's just not the case. Our rates are the lowest in the country. We're going to be able to compete with any lender out there and arm you with being able to win a multiple bid offer.
That's right. Any other questions before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think we can close with this one. Is the bid over ask tool available to us? Is that proprietary?
Oh, you got to call us. Sorry.
You got to come to us.
Sorry, you gotta come. We
pay for that.
Yep.
Yeah, but
you want to talk to John and Caleb. So
yeah, well, you can pick. If you don't like me, you can call Caleb and vice versa.
You'll probably call me.
You don't even have to call us. You can, if you email us and just say, hey, John, can you do a bid over ask price at this address and let us know what the client is thinking of offering, then yeah, we can absolutely just email it to you and you don't even have to talk to us, but we want to talk to you.
Yeah, and here's the way we see it, right? We fundamentally believe in being a team. So we want to be a team. We want to partner with the realtor and the buyer and really put our heads together to make sure that we are strong and we have the best winning offer, but also that everyone understands everything. We really pride ourselves on education. So we want our client to understand the numbers. We don't want any surprises. We want you to know everything. So the best way to do this is, if you're a realtor, introduce us to your client and let's set up a time to talk to the client. And we'd be happy to do it with the realtor as well, if that helps as well. If you're a buyer, just reach out to us. We really want to educate you, empower you, and give you everything you need to be successful.